What's good, y'all? It's your boy Thomas Carter. TC Talks, TC Fitness. Glad to hear my people back at it again with a new YouTube video. So yesterday was my birthday, and I got to spend some quality time with my fiance, with my family, and really do some, deep thinking. I made a video yesterday for the channel as well, so if you haven't checked it out, you definitely go check it out. But today's video, I, sat down with myself and I was really questioning reality. And the reality that majority of people is accustomed to. And I don't have all the answers to life, bro. I'm not Houdini. I'm not Notre Dame, bro. You feel me? But I'm very, very observant, right? And I made a video on TikTok stating that you're basically renting your time to these employers, right? In the system that we all are participating in. And the reason why I say that is because, number one, everybody, go to obviously is get a job and you'll be okay, right? Trade time for money. Allow the employer to determine your worth, whether it's through salary or through an hourly wage. And do that for 40 to 50 years of your life, and then one day you get to retire. And I really sat with that, right? And I'm like, dang, bro, John D. Rockefeller really said, I want a nation of workers, not a nation of thinkers, and he really got what he asked for. And I constantly remind myself that you need to constantly invest in income producing assets, because nobody is going to get rich just strictly trading time for money and not having ownership of anything, right? I think the richest people in the world is wealthy and rich because they work the job and that's it. No, they have shares in the companies they own. They have a portfolio, right? So I try my best to get you guys to understand the importance of stocks, real estate. I can even say because I'm trying to run a business on YouTube, right? But everybody's not going to want to do that. It's not easy, right? Everybody's not going to want to be a business owner or CEO or responsible for everything, right? So if you're working a regular job, scratch the 401k. Don't put, you can put money into it obviously, but don't think that that's your savior. It's not. Because that's not the end all be all. Just because you invest into a 401k doesn't mean, by the time I'm 65, I'm going to be okay. Why do we live life with such imaginary limitations? And in reality, we weren't meant to just wake up and work our life away. Because basically, the script that majority of our parents ran, they passed on to us, and then we're going to end up passing that on to the next generation, right? And obviously, Gen Z, they're learning, right? My generation, millennials, we're learning too. We're not trying to work for 40 years and 50 years and then hopefully get a pension one day. That shit is fake, bro. All of it is fake. You gotta really force yourself in this world to think outside of the norm. You have to really challenge yourself to build something outside of your job. You get up, you go home from work, you're tired, you just want to eat and sleep, but if you keep doing that repeated cycle of just working 40 hours a week every week and thinking that that's going to get you somewhere outside of just getting paid a paycheck, and your sense of security is the paycheck, that's the thing, right? That's why most people don't want to take positive risks. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with working a job, because I do Uber, so at the end of the day, I'm not telling y'all don't stop getting your money. Get to the bag. You feel me? But Don't limit yourself. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Don't limit yourself. Really focus. And improve your critical thinking skills. Get yourself in the gym. Start working out. Get your mind right. You know, and just start taking your finances a little bit more serious, because I understand, bro, we cannot take none of this stuff with us. I understand, bro, and I understand that. I'm not attached to none of this. I'm not attached. It's an experience. That's what it is. A human experience, bro. Right? But I'm learning to value my time. I'm not going to allow an employer to determine that for me. I'm not doing that. Maybe I can do that if we want to. But I'm personally not doing that, bro. I feel like we all have limitless potential within us. And an employer can literally stop you from reaching your full potential, because they're taking your most valuable asset, which is your time. And in return, you're gonna get a paycheck and your sense of security. But it's not even what if, because we're seeing it, bro. Most people are losing their jobs, right? Most employers are tired of paying people. They just want to make the profits for the shareholders, and that's it. But most people don't understand the system that we're participating in. They just think, okay, I'm just going to do what everybody else is doing. I just need a job and I will be okay. What happens if you get the job but you're not making enough money? Are you truly okay? You're not. So you might have to force yourself to think like an entrepreneur. Companies are renting every hour of your life for a set rate. And it's capped every hour that goes by. You cannot overcome that hurdle unless you own assets. That's the name of the game. You need money to be working for you, whether you're physically working or not. You're only human. You're gonna get tired. You're gonna need a day to yourself, or 2 days, or whatever. You're gonna need time to yourself, point and period. Nobody's gonna work 24 hours, bro. We're not robots. But that's another reason why they created AI. Because they just want to get the world as productive as possible, and the AI robots, yeah, they may break down and stuff like that and need maintenance or whatever, but they're not gonna call in sick. They don't need to get paid. They don't need sick days. They don't need health insurance, anything like that. So they're trying to take like the human out of the job field. So now you're gonna ask yourself, well then what am I gonna do? This is why you gotta use your creative abilities, and you gotta use your critical thinking skills, bro. That's why I'm constantly building this YouTube channel. You know the difference between an AI video and a human video? You know? That's why I'm constantly in the stock market, bro. And I told myself, like, this year, being that I'm 32 now, this is my breakthrough year, bro. 31 taught me a lot about myself. 32 is the breakthrough. Real talk, and I'm stamping that. You know? Y'all support me, y'all support me. At the end of the day, I gotta support myself. But don't let these employees run out your time for cheap. Don't let them gaslight you. Tell you they can't pay you more money. Don't get complacent. You know, don't get complacent. Because wasted time is worse than wasted money. You can always get more money back. You can't get more time. So just make smarter decisions with your money, bro. And I'm not trying to act like I'm perfect. I'm not. But I'm constantly like on top of myself about anything that I do in life. Because nobody's here to like save me. I don't expect a savior, and I'm constantly learning how to just be reliant on myself. Let me fuck up and make my mistakes and fall down and butt my head. And that's how life teaches me, right? But I'm not expecting somebody to hold my hand through life and tell me this is how you do this is how you do that. But no, bro, let me learn myself. And that's how you should be too. Yeah, just, you know, you got a job, stack your paper, Don't spend all of your money. Learn how to invest. Please, the earlier the better, because you got more time. Even though nobody knows how much time they have on this planet, but earlier the better. You just start moving like a owner. Like think like an owner. Think in assets and shares of companies. Don't just think in an hourly wage or a salary and keep investing. Don't limit yourself. But I hope you guys, enjoy your day today. I love y'all. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Like the video, hype the video. Alright?